Hi Internet, I'm John Appleseed. Thanks so much for joining me on my YouTube channel today where we do a daily crossword puzzle. And today we've got the Thursday New York Times crossword from the 2nd of July, 2026. The constructor today is David J. Kahn. Will Shorts is the editor. And let's see what we've got today for this Thursday crossword puzzle. One across is flying high. Loft comes to mind for that. Let's see if that fits with the downs. One down, word with bar or bunny. No, two down, unadulterated by plastic, say. No, three down, ordinary. Four down is you need dough to make it. Some kind of pastry product or bread product we're going to make here. Five down, a word of support. Okay, I think aloft may not be right. Skateboarding trick. All right, I know ollie is a skateboarding trick that shows up in crossword puzzles a lot. 17 across, city center. Often. No, 20 across is less or lay. Maybe Les Mis, the musical. 23 across, 10 Hamiltons. Hamilton is a $10 bill. So this is going to be a $100 bill, but a slangy term for it, like one Benjamin or one C-note or something like that. 23 down is two-time Tony winner Newworth. That's BB. She played Lilith on Frasier. 27 across, figure at a bus depot. That's going to be an estimated time of arrival or departure. 32 across, daiquiri flavor. We can get a banana daiquiri. And 36 across, George Washington's presidential status on February 4th, 1789. His presidential status. I'm not sure what that means. Let's take out aloft. Look at these downs again. Word with bar or bunny. Bar hop, bunny hop. Unadulterated by plastic, say. Three down, ordinary. Four down, you need dough to make it, a pizza. That is what we're using, the needed dough to make. A word of support, maybe yes. If you're a hippie, are you flying high? City center, maybe a plaza. Yay, you would say, in support of a legislative measure or something like that. Ordinary, plain. If something is all metal, it might be unadulterated by plastic. So happy is flying high. 10 Hamiltons. I feel like it's Benjamin. Certainly pizza looks right. Ordinary. This is going to be either A or D for the figure at a bus depot. Was he president-elect in 1789? Ordinary. Maybe we've got a rebus going on here somewhere. 33 down is gets going. 24 down, yowza. 21 down is printing size. Pika has something to do with the font size. I'm not quite sure what it means. Yowza, man. So if we go Benjamin, but we're putting in, yeah, we're putting N and J into this square. We're doing plain Jane for ordinary. Then we're doing president-elect. C and T go in this square, and 33 down gets going. Act. And NJ and CT are state abbreviations for New Jersey and Connecticut. So maybe we'll have Perhaps the 13 original colonies are going to go in here. We've got the 4th of July coming up this weekend, so that would be appropriate. Okay, I think maybe that's what is going on. Let's see if that plays out in some of these other answers. 6 across, Romulus and Remus, like for example. For short, they were the twins who founded Rome, according to mythology. What would they be known by as for short? Bros, maybe, for brothers. 6 down, location of Sloop John B. on the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds album. We come on the Sloop John B., my grandfather and me. Around Nassau town we did roam. That may not be right. Romulus and Remus. 15 across. There is nothing on earth so powerful as an blank whose time has come. An idea whose time has come, I think, is the phrase. I think I've heard that before. Let's take out. It's Nassau. They roamed in Nassau town. Where else did they go in that song? 7 down, just chillaxing. Idle. 8 down, salad ingredient often paired with goat cheese. Feta, another kind of cheese. It seems redundant to have 2 kinds of cheese. 9 down, long account. Saga, then we get Georgia here. So this will be GA for Georgia. And 18 across, groups at the First Continental Congress in 1774. Groups. Delegates. Delegations. No, it's not going to be delegations, maybe. 8 down is, that's a salad ingredient. I think GA is going to go in this square. Maybe Delaware goes here. Beet is often paired with goat cheese, I think. So they're siblings, Romulus and Remus. Okay, so if this is a DE side open mic performer, a poet. Oh, on the album, it is side 1 of the album, probably. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. We put a DE in this square for Delaware. We put GA for Georgia here. We get Saga and side 1 and delegations for the groups of the First Continental Congress. All right, if you don't know how to put multiple letters into a square, you highlight the square you want to put those letters into. You click this Rebus button up here, and then that will let you type it in. However, I don't want to do that because that always moves my screen around, and it takes a while to fix. So the New York Times will usually, if there's a rebus, they'll let you just type in a single letter. So when I get to the end of the puzzle, I'm going to type in the single letters, and I think the software will allow that. 10 across is hey. Another Hamilton lyric. 16 across, bird related to the 46 down. We'll get to that later. 10 down is a blank. Nope. 11 down, hot dog on a roll with a question mark. So we're not talking about a literal hot dog here, or not a Frankfurter anyway. 12 down, one whose qualifications are enumerated in Article 1, Section 3 of the Constitution. Article 1 is the executive branch, I think. So is this going to be the president? I don't know. 13 down, some college instructors. That could be teacher's assistants, TAs. Maybe hey is psst. TAs. Bird related to 46 down. 19 down, uneasy giggle. Tee-hee or something like that. 22 across, setting of what's eating Gilbert Grape. I don't know. Didn't see that one. 25 across, American Revolution heroes. Patriots, we could put a Pennsylvania here. Comedian Poundstone is Paula Poundstone. So I think Maybe Rhode Island for this one. We put Pennsylvania here, we put Rhode Island here, then a blank a priori is a phrase from philosophy. Hot dog on a roll. Okay, maybe senators are enumerated in Article 1. I could have my articles mixed up. Maybe that's the legislative branch instead. What's eating Gilbert Grape? This is Patriots. Defeats convincingly. Aces out. Is that a term from tennis, maybe? A titter. Might be an uneasy giggle. Is Gilbert Grape maybe set in Iowa? And then this could be some kind of snow or a show off. So Rhea is a bird. Is it a mythical bird? I'm not sure. Show off for the hot dog on a roll. Hot dogger is a show off. This is Patriots. 31 across is Fancy Dan. A fop is a Fancy Dan, a Dapper Dan. Bug exterminator. And overdo it at the beach. I think that is to fry yourself from overexposure to the sun. And a spy, I guess, would exterminate bugs in the sense of listening devices, maybe. I'm not sure what that is getting at, but I think that's right. That fits with everything else. So I'm going to guess Gilbert Grape is set in Iowa. These are our state abbreviations, Pennsylvania and Rhode Island. And that section looks okay. That's the top third or so of the puzzle. All right, let's continue on here. 34 across, a bit of lore. A bit of lore. Lore is made up of what? Stories? Rules? Not rules, really. 29 down, Blank Island, Staten Island. So maybe a tale. Tales, collectively, could be the lore of around something. Graceless ones are clumsy people or oafs. 37 across, Chrome, alternative. Chrome is a browser. And you can also use Safari. Blank Island, we'll put in Staten Island. We'll take Manhattan, the Bronx, and Staten Island, too. It's lovely going to the zoo. I think that is right. 39 across, simple wooden shoes. I was thinking of sabot. 41 down is pears used for cooking, and Bosch pears are used for cooking. Sabot is where we get the word sabotage. There was a scene in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, where they explain this. Sabot are those wooden clogs that you see little Dutch children wearing in children's paintings, and apparently workers in factories would throw their sabots into the works to break things, to break the gears, and that was called sabotage. 37 down, ticked off. You're angry. You're sore. Fail to engage. Fail to engage. Granada, grandma. So Granada in Spain, and the Spanish word for grandmother is abuela. So we'll put that in, and that gives us bore. So you're boring your conversation partner. You're not engaging them. I guess that works. Okay. 53 across, periodic survey. Started under Secretary of State Thomas Jefferson. That's probably the U.S. Census, or the census. Abuela. Can we put, oh, this is going to be plural, is it? Bosch pears. So put South Carolina into that square. That's the S that goes on Bosch's. So then we get USCENSUS to get U.S. Census. 46 across is heart chart for short. That's going to be one of those EKGs or EEGs. I have on my list to look that up, but I haven't gotten around to it yet to learn what the difference is between those. 52 across, Nixon in China tenor. Yeah, I remember they wrote an opera about Nixon's trip to China. He was meeting with Mao Zedong, so maybe Mao is a tenor role in that opera. 56 across, disunites. don't know. 56 down, world's second tallest bird. Okay, so this is probably going to be an emu, and I guess emus are related to rheas. And are they ratites? I don't know. I think emus are ratites. 46 across, heart chart for short. 56 across is disunites, maybe unties. 47 down, trattoria treat in a shell. What do you get in an Italian restaurant that would come in a shell? Manicotti, maybe? Or cannoli. Yeah, because it's ECG. For the heart chart, take the gun, leave the cannoli. 60 across, like the Revolutionary War battles led by John Paul Jones. So he was a naval hero. So we put Virginia into this square. We get an NA here, an A for naval. 57 down, Rowena's love in fiction. Rowena was a character in Ivanhoe. I remember that was on TV when I was in high school or something. They had I don't know, people were talking about it. That's what I know about Ivanhoe. So VA goes in here. New Hampshire, NH goes here. Then we put OE. 48 down, doubled, say. In baseball, maybe got a hit. 64 across. First signer of the Declaration of Independence. Okay, that's John Hancock. NH here. We're probably going to put North Carolina into this square. 65 down, CBS drama starting in 2003. Yeah, North Carolina IS. Let's finish this corner. Got a hit for doubled. Conglomeration could be an oleo, I guess, a mixture of things. ZipRecruiter listing is a job, and anglers hope a fish will bite at your bait and line. Okay, so we get naval here. John Hancock, NCIS. I think we're going to use all 13 original colonies. So what's going on? 42 across, last full year of John Adams' presidency. Are we using a Roman numeral here or something? How are we going to put a year in there? 38 down, website that added podcast info in 2021. I don't know what that is. 50 across, Jewish mysticism. The Kabbalah could begin with a C or a K. Things to chew on for 50 down. A ruminant animal would chew on cud. We might be putting an H on the end or something. 51 down. Start to live and breathe. Don't know. Website that added podcast. Could that be IMDb? Yeah, Maryland could go here. And we're going to use the Roman numeral MD. That would be 1500, and then maybe some L's and I's here. 45 down, street, fleet. Cabs might be a street fleet. C is used in Roman numerals. Let's try that and see if that works. 55 across, trunk part. Not sure. 43 down, musical with the song. What's the use of wondering? I don't know that one. 44 down, doesn't let go of, clings to, maybe. Trunk part. 58 across, father of the Constitution and his family. Is that John Adams, maybe? So the Adamses would be his family. 51 down, start to live and breathe. ASA. I don't think that's right. No, as I live and breathe is a phrase. Well, as I live and breathe. So that's the start to live and breathe. It wasn't John Adams. It was Madison. So we put MA for Massachusetts here. Madison's. Yeah. James Madison, maybe he is the father of the Constitution. So kissed or whacked could be smacked. Put Massachusetts here in this square. 61 across, Apple Store offerings, maybe Max. 61 down, one living an orderly life. If you were living life under the rule of a monastic order, I think that's what that means, and you are a monk. TV's programmer's slate in brief would be the schedule or the sked in brief, and 69 across regarding on a memo would be in re. Then we get acre, our plot of land for 62 down, and those all look right. 63 across, show of friendliness. Nope, 66 across is the divine blank showbiz nickname. I think that's Bette Midler, the divine Miss M. 70 across is soul singer Adams. Not sure. 73 across, American settlement until 1776, or a hint to 13 squares in this puzzle. Not sure. 66 down, soft slip-on for short, a moccasin, a mock for short. 59 down, 1970 Neil Diamond song about an imaginary childhood friend. Shiloh, when I was young, I used to call your name when no one else would come. Shiloh, you always came. Okay, I think that may be right. Ohio wasn't one of the original 13 colonies, so I don't think it's an OH here. Is this colony? Maybe New York goes here. Lots of, many. Yeah, we put New York here. So the colony is the American settlement until 1776. Okay, yeah, I'll allow that. Still don't know. Yeah, Adams. What's the use of wondering? Carousel. My boy Bill, he'll be tall and as strong as a tree. He will. That's the song I know from Carousel. I don't think I've ever seen Carousel. So this is going to be MD. Maryland goes here. Maybe this is an I. 44 down. Doesn't let go. I like clings to, but MDCCC, that would be 1800. Yeah, I think that's right. Clings to 55 across, trunk part. A rib is part of your trunk, your torso. Show of friendliness is a hug. Oleta sounds like a plausible name for a soul singer Adams. This is New York. Okay, so I think we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 blank squares. We're going to fill them in with state abbreviations for the 13 original colonies, but I'm just going to put in the first letter rather than trying to go through the rebus and type them in, and the software will fill it in for us. So this is Delaware, Georgia, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Rhode Island. You come from Rhode Island, don't let 'em ride Rhode Island, it's famous for you. Connecticut goes there, Maryland here. Here we got South Carolina, Virginia, and North Carolina, and no. This is Virginia. This is New Hampshire, sorry. North Carolina, NCIS, yep, and Madison, so we get Massachusetts here, and New York will finish the puzzle. And I think if we go back and look at it, yeah, the software will fill those in for us. So that is what was going on. We have the two-letter state abbreviations for the 13 original American colonies that declared independence in 1776 and eventually became the United States of America. All right, happy birthday, America. I hope you enjoyed that puzzle. I hope you enjoyed watching. Let me know in the comments how you did with this one and what you thought of the theme. I like this theme. It's patriotic. It has rebuses. It was a little bit hard to figure out, but not too hard to figure out, and I was able to get it early enough in the puzzle that it helped me fill in some of the lower answers in the puzzle. And we got to finish with New York here down in the corner. All right, thanks for joining me. Please come back for more puzzling games. I'll see you next time.